Welcome to Does It Matter by Brainy Ballers, where we dissect the game with cutting-edge analytics to give you the upper hand. We analyze everything from hand sizes to average depth of targets to uncover hidden trends that no one else sees. Say goodbye to guesswork and hello to data-driven domination. Because here at Brainy Ballers, we don't just watch the game, we understand it. So get ready, it's podcast time.
Welcome to the deep dive. Does a tight end's raw athleticism, the 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, does any of that actually lead to elite fantasy production? Or is it all just noise? We've got almost 2 decades of data from Player Profiler to find out.
Yeah, and to get a clean answer, we had to be really precise. We started by looking at PPR fantasy finishers every year, going all the way back to 2003.
Okay, so a huge sample size.
A huge sample.
Yeah.
But then we compared the very best, the top 10 finishers, against the guys at the bottom of that group, so players ranked 41st to 50th.
Right, to create a really clear contract.
Exactly. The mission was pretty simple, really. Find out if there's a predictable athletic threshold for success at the position.
And, let's just jump right in, because the trend is, it's kind of undeniable from the get-go.
It really is.
As the athleticism score goes up, so does the fantasy production. It's almost a straight line. And get this, in 16 of the last 17 seasons, so that's 94.1% of the time?
The top 5 fantasy tight ends had better scores than the guys finishing in that lower 31st to 50th range. It's incredibly consistent.
It is. But, correlation is one thing. We wanted a predictive number. We needed to find that optimal range that could filter out the one-hit wonders.
So how did you find it?
Well, the athleticism score itself combines all those metrics: speed, burst, agility, and after running the numbers, we found it. We verified a specific score.
And that score is?
113 and above.
Do you want to start dominating your drafts? At brainyballers.com, we've researched every metric under the sun for you to find which ones are best linked to fantasy points. You can access hundreds of metrics to sharpen your scouting abilities so you know which metrics matter and which are just noise. Stop guessing on which thresholds to look for within each metric. Big numbers can be misleading or irrelevant. Our Ultimate Athlete Blueprints reveal essential scouting metrics, their importance, and benchmarks within each metric that help predict a player's probability of being a success or bust. Elevate your scouting ability with Brainy Ballers' Ultimate Athlete Blueprints today. Click the link in the description. Now back to the show.
That is the number that consistently profiles a breakout tight end prospect.
113? Okay, but hold on. Doesn't that mean we risk missing guys who are just technicians? Amazing route runners.
That's the million-dollar question. And that's what we tested. This 113-plus threshold is what separates the guys who flash for a season from the ones who are consistent year-in, year-out producers.
Okay, so what does that look like in terms of actual production? Players who hit that 113 score have a 28.0% higher top 10 appearance rate than the guys in that bottom tier.
Wow, 28%.
Yeah. So for you, listening, think of it this way. It's your tiebreaker. You're on the clock. You have 2 tight end prospects. One is at 1 in 10, the other's 1 in 15. The data says that the 115 player is significantly more likely to become an elite fantasy asset.
So we have the number, we have the historical profile, but for the skeptics, how do we know this isn't all just, a massive coincidence? What's the statistical proof?
We use the Pearson correlation coefficient. It's basically a statistical tool that tells you how strongly 2 things are linked.
And the result was?
It came back with a value of 0.246. A strong positive correlation.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't statisticians, what does 0.246 actually mean? Is that good?
It's very good.
Yeah.
In a field like this, scouting world-class athletes, anything above a 0.1 is considered a meaningful link. So at 0.246, we have powerful evidence that athleticism directly drives fantasy success for tight ends.
So wrapping this all up, the key takeaway is pretty clear. When you're looking for that next elite tight end, athleticism isn't just hype, it's the engine. That 113-plus athleticism score. That's the profile of a top-tier fantasy producer. You now have a statistically backed tool for your draft day decisions. The athleticism score is definitively not noise.
Not at all.
When you're caught between 2 players, or you're evaluating a new rookie, using that 113-plus threshold should serve as your key tiebreaker.
It aligns your roster with the historical profile of an elite top-tier TE finisher.